so I have all these rose petals that I've picked, and what I'm doing is I'm dividing them and I'm taking all the green off. So you basically look through, like see there's a piece right there. You remove that green and then you put them over here. I'm going to be doing several different herbal preparations. One of the herbal preparation I'm going to do is rose water. The second I'm going to make is a rose oil, and I'm going to do several others. So this is what I'm doing at my homestead today, getting some roses done, and that's how they look on our tree. They're a little tiny rose, like an English rose. So I have to pick a lot of that off. And when they're dry like that, I don't take them off, just the green. So what I do is I just pick through and I take all the green out. I don't worry about the brown ones because them are just dried petals. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to finish this and I'll show you how we're going to put it together. Okay, 6 cups of water, bringing it up to a boil, and then we're going to put the rose petals in. And this has got a colander full of rose petals. I picked all the green out. We're going to bring this up to a boil, then put them in and let it steep, and I'll bring you back. Okay, the water is steeping. We are going to add the roses and we're shutting it off. We're going to let them steep for 1 hour to 2 hours. And I don't want to have them dropping on the burner, so I'm going to remove that because it's going to cause them to burn and smell. And this is a nice light rose scent. I'm going to push them down, try to get them in that water, see if I can get them all. There's 6 cups of water and there's probably 6 cups of roses. And I still have not worked through the rest of them. Oh, we get another one on the burner. And what it does is it releases the color. So these will turn white when that scent of rose is in the water. I'm going to keep working on that container, and I'm going to get the next roses ready for making rose oil. But we're going to let this steep. It's 1 o'clock now, so I'm thinking 3 o'clock this will be done steeping. I want to make sure I get them all off my spatula. And I got another one on there. And we're going to leave it. Okay, this has been 2 hours and 14 minutes, and I'm going to try to do this because I'm not going to get the tripod. So I'm going to do a little bit at a time. So we're going to do that. I'm going to put this back over. This is your rose water. And I will explain about rose water after the video. And then you're going to push the rest of them petals down in to get that rest of that liquid. Which I'm only going to fill 2. So whatever's left in here will be mine to use. Rose water is excellent for the skin. It's excellent for soaps. If you want to put it in your soap, roses has to do with love and beauty. You can use it as a facial rinse, a soap. You can have it as a cleanser. You can use it for a bunch of different things. So I'm just going to put them in there with my hands because my hands are clean. I just got done doing dishes. And I'll have to find a little tiny jar for that little tiny bit. I want to get all them petals, and I'll throw this in the compost to let this compost down into the earth. You're just going to push the liquid out. You want to date this. I store mine in the refrigerator, and I will have a list of the different things that rose water is good for right after the video. See, you get it into a nice ball. Then you can throw that away. Right back over here like so. Clean up is a breeze, and you have this extra. So I'm going to cap it. I'm going to date it with what it is. That cover don't fit, so I got to get a new cover for that. So I'll have to get a bigger jar. Maybe I'll be able to fit that all in. But you want to date it and write what it is and store it in the refrigerator. So anyways, after the video, it's all the different effects that this rose water is good for. Rose water supports eye health, digestion in the brain, provides gentle and non-irritating cleansing. It enhances the skin in radiance and glow, supports skin regeneration in wounds, enhances the effectiveness of the skin, soothes and regenerates the scalp, uplifts the mood, and reduces stress, combats acne and blemishes. Okay, the next part of this video, we're going to put these roses in here. I'm not making a whole lot of oil. I'm only doing a little bit because I don't want to use all the oil I have. So these have been cleaned and all the green has been taken out. So I'm just going to half fill it. A little over half. And now I'm going to pour my oil. You can use olive oil, you can use grapeseed oil or avocado oil. I have olive oil in the house. I'm going to see because this is my extra virgin and I'm supposed to have that for my health. So we got some grapeseed. So I'm going to use grapeseed because I'd rather keep the extra virgin olive oil because it's good for health. So yay. So we're just going to cover this with oil. And I'm going to put it in hot water. And I'm going to let it start to boil. And when it boils, then I'm going to shut it off and let it steep. So you're just going to cover the roses with oil. And it steeps for a few hours. I might as well use the rest of that. So there we go. And now we're going to put it down in the water. And I'm going to turn that on. And I'm going to bring that up to a boil. When it starts to boil, I'm going to turn it down and let this water do the work. You don't have to cover it. You just leave it. So I'll show you how it looks when it starts to boil. It started to boil, so I'm going to turn that off. You don't want that water in your oil because water and oil do not go. So it just started boiling. And I'm going to let it just take it off the burner. And I'm going to let that steep for 2 hours. It's 9:30 right now. I'm thinking 11:30, 12 o'clock. We will strain this. All right, peeps. I said 12, but it's 12:40. So this is cooled off a little bit. And we're going to strain her. I'm going to reuse the jar. So you're only collecting that oil. We're going to push that through. I got to find me one of these things. I'll have to get the rest of that out. You're going to just push that through. Push it all down. Get all that oil because that is your medicine. That is what you need. And you can add this to the compost. You gotta keep pushing to get all that oil, and I will get all them rose petals out of there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add our oil back to this jar. We're gonna label it. And this does not go in the refrigerator. This is an oil that you can apply to your skin. You can make a salve out of, because you can make a rose salve. You just add beeswax. Trying to get every last drop. So I'm going to get the rest of that out of the jar and then I'll bring you back. Okay, we strained all that. Now we're going to pour it into our jar. And I'll have all the uses for rose oil right after this video. I'll use what's left on my skin. I'm going to cover it, and I don't want to refrigerate this because it will solidify. So you want to put this somewhere as cool. You want to label it with the date and what it is. And there's your rose oil. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification for my next video. I will catch you in the next one. Rose oil is a shield against virus and protects the body from infections. It fights depression. It helps calm down a fever by slowing down inflammation. It treats wounds. It's good for antispasmodic properties. It's also an aphrodisiac. It fights bacteria. It's good for skincare, blood purification, and excessive bleeding, and has all kinds of health benefits.